Hare Krishna, we welcome everybody.
Hare Krishna, Mama Nam Haladada, some streamwood Nagare Vasami, Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, my humble obeisance to all the devotees on the phone call. Hare Krishna.
Haladar Prabhu, Dhanvat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Hare
Thank you so much for joining.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, I'll also, in the same tradition, I'll also announce my name. So, my name is Vikas Kulkarni. I'm Toronto Nagare Vasami. Guru Maharaj ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. And happy Ram Navami to all. Ram Navami Mahotsav ki jai. So as Mataji, you said, we'll begin our discussions on Ram Navami. But prior to starting, we will start with the Mangalacharan prayers. So, Haladar Das Prabhu, do you want to recite the Mangalacharan prayers for us?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, Dhanyavad. So, Mangalacharan. Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utpadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sagan Raghunathan Vintam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagan Lalita Shri Visakan Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Everybody please join. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
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 Hare
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 Hare.
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
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 Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Bhagavate
Namo
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om
Bhagavate
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nattaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Hare Krishna, Mataji, Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. Vikas Prabhu, you can take it over from here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful recitation. The topic for today is very exalted, but as much as it is exalted, it is something that each one of us, being from the Sanatan culture, is very close to our hearts. We all actually have an understanding of it. We all have knowledge of it, and therefore, why don't we do one thing? Maybe each one of us can take, uh, whatever time, but speak a little bit about Lord Ram as our service to the Lord. The, the way I look at it is Lord Ram, Ramayana itself, Lord Krishna, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita. These are basically the soul of our spiritual culture. And since we are all intimately familiar with it, maybe as our own service, we all can discuss, we all can participate. So, whatever you like about Lord Ram, his character, uh, anything you can say in his glory, I'm happy to, have each one of us talk about it. And then, based on some lectures that I've heard from other advanced devotees, I can go into some additional details thereafter. But I did want to hear from everyone, so feel free, please, you know, uh, take a little bit of time and speak about Lord Ram. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. This is Vinod Maheshwari. If it's okay, I can start and everybody, and he can do many ways. It's a good idea. Either it could do interaction uh, or just save for a few minutes and then I don't want to take a lot of time. Just a few minutes.
Sure, Prabhu, go ahead.
So जैसे बोलते हैं ना, हरि अनंत हरि कथा अनंता, तो आपने एकदम इनप्रॉम्प्ट ऐसे रखा है तो एक मुश्किल हो जाता है कहाँ से करो। आज वैसे भगवान का जन्मदिन है और तो थोड़ी सी भगवान के जन्मदिन की बात कर लेते हैं और जो दो चार चीजें जो सब मतलब जिससे बहुत प्रभावित होते हैं हम लोग, उसकी बात कर सकते हैं। तो जैसे आज भगवान का जन्मदिन दिन है तो इसमें कृष्ण भगवान और राम भगवान को जो हम करते हैं, क्योंकि ये प्लेटफॉर्म तो कृष्ण भगवान का है ज़्यादातर, क्योंकि इस्कॉन में ज़्यादातर कृष्ण भगवान के बारे में बात करते हैं। कहीं कहीं राम परिवार है और लकीली हमारे मंदिर में यहाँ पर उस पटमक टेम्पल में राम परिवार है और बहुत दिनों से है। तो यहाँ थोड़ा बहुत हम लोग राम और हनुमान जी का भी करते रहते हैं। तो राम भगवान का जो सबसे बड़ा है वो है मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम। तो उन्होंने भगवान ने पुरुष का जन्म लिया और मर्यादा में रहे और सब रूल्स को फॉलो किया, एक्सेप्ट फ्यू रूल्स लोग डिबेटेबल बोलेंगे, लेकिन ज्यादातर सारे रूल्स को फॉलो किया और हमारे सामने एक ऐसा आदर्श रखा जो हम पीढ़ी दर पीढ़ी, हमारी पता नहीं कितनी पीढ़ी इसमें इसको फॉलो कर रही हैं। और अभी हम वहाँ छोटे गांव से निकल के जो जहाँ से निकला और फिर आज हम वाशिंगटन डीसी में, वो भी पटोमक जैसे एरिया में सबसे हाईएस्ट जो वर्ड है, उसमें भी जो उनकी मर्यादा है, जो उनका एक स्टैंडर्ड उन्होंने सेट किए, वो आज भी हमें काम कर रहे हैं और हमें मार्गदर्शन दे रहे हैं। तो आज रामनवमी है, लकीली आज रामनवमी संडे के दिन ही पड़ रही है, जो हम यहाँ अच्छा फेस्टिवल करते हैं। तभी इस के बाद में हम लोग मंदिर ही जाएंगे और फिर आज सबके साथ में वहाँ पर सेलिब्रेट करेंगे। तो एक बहुत ही अच्छा दिन भगवान की कृपा से हमें मिला आज। और इसमें क्या है कि कुछ फायदा भी है कि आज ये भगवान राम का जन्मदिन दिन में ही होता है 12 बजे, चैत्र मास रामनवमी ना। तो भगवान कृष्ण का जन्म रात को होता है, तो हम लोग 12 बजे ही सेलिब्रेट करेंगे और जो भी मंदिर के रूल्स हैं उसके हिसाब से। तो इसमें ये भगवान राम के कहाँ से भी शुरू करो, अगर हम डायरेक्शन से शुरू करें, पॉलिसी से शुरू करें, उनके स्टैंडर्ड जो उन्होंने सेट करे उससे शुरू करें, कहाँ से भी शुरू करें, हर रोज हमें मार्गदर्शन देती है। जैसे उनकी पॉलिसी भी सारी अच्छी थी कि प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाए, और एसएलएम पॉलिसी थी जो सुंदरकांड में आती है कि जब वो विभीषण आए थे तो उन सब लोगों ने बोला था कि ये राक्षस का भाई है रावण का, इसको शरण दे रहे हो आप तो उसमें प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है। तो भगवान की पॉलिसी ये थी कि जो मेरी शरण में आएगा, चाहे उसमें मेरा नुकसान भी हो जाए, मुझे कोई चिंता नहीं है, मैं उसको हमेशा सलाम दूंगा। तो उसी में आजकल भी हम देखते हैं, हमारे जो इंडिया में है वो भी, मतलब पॉलिटिक्स में नहीं जाना चाहता, लेकिन मैं देखता हूँ वो सब हम उसी में जी रहे हैं, हम लोग उसी में रहते हैं, चाहे कहीं भी रहें वही पॉलिसी हमारी रहती है। ऐसे शेख हसीना की है, उसमें हमें नुकसान हुआ तो भी हमारे मोदी जी ने कहा कि नहीं हम उसको असलम देंगे, तो हम उसी से हर रोज प्राण अपनी गाइडेंस ड्रॉ करते हैं। और इसमें
Thank you.
पूरी टेक्नोलॉजी भी, रामायण चरितमानस में टेक्नोलॉजी भी पूरी भरी पड़ी है। जो जिस दृष्टि से देखता है ना, भगवान ने कहा जिसने जैसी रही भावना जैसी, पर भी मूरत देखी तिन तैसी। तो अगर कोई टेक्नोलॉजी से भी देखता है, हम लोग नासा वगैरह से जुड़े हैं, एज ए डिफेंस है, तो फुल ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी वारफेयर से न सारी हमें रामचरितमानस से मिलती है। और भक्ति, नवधा भक्ति, वो भी हमें रामचरितमानस से मिलती है। तो
Thank you,
राम की कथा
Prabhuji. Prabhuji,
हाँ
so just in the interest of time, I'm sorry to interject, but I get it. So, आपके just to summarize what you said, Maryada Purushottam, holder of the vows. If he is given a vachan, he is going to follow through. Protector of the surrendered souls, uh, and all aspects of our life are influenced by Lord Ram. So that is what I got from what you are saying. And there is definitely you have more to say, but I want to allow everybody maybe 2 3 minutes to speak on this. Whoever wants to speak, so please, other devotees, if you have anything to add to what has been said, just to bring out that unique nature of Lord Ram. So Prabhuji has mentioned 4 or 5 unique things. If you can think of something that is unique and bring out, feel free to speak. Sir. Hare Krishna. Anybody else?
Hare
I would like to,
Go ahead, Mataji. Go ahead, please. Go ahead, please.
yeah. Thank you. I would like to add to like when you said to talk about Bhagwan Sri Ram, Maryada Purushottam again is what comes first to our minds. And when I connect his, his life teachings to my life right now, what stands out to me is Maryada is definitely holding to your vows and keeping a balance in your life. That is how it connects to me personally. So taking his learnings through from his lifetime and bringing them to constantly bringing balance to my life is what my endeavor would be. And today especially remembering Lord Sri Ram and keeping that as a goal, or actually making sure that I stick to it is what I take from Bhagwan Sri Ram. Jai Sri Ram.
Beautiful. Nice.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This is Geeta. I don't. I from my understanding, you just I think are asking for few. Like we have in Lord Krishna's life, the leelas that he's done. So for me, there are two things I think of. Lord Rama is very, 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 very compassionate and sensitive to the other human beings. I heard that one katha was that when he was in the forest and he had crossed the river or something, he told one Devi to take out all the thorns from the paths that he had traveled from Ayodhya. So she said to him कि प्रभु जी आप तो वहाँ से already cross कर गए हैं तो आपको क्यों इतनी फिक्र हो रही है? तो he said कि नहीं भरत आएंगे अगर तो मैं नहीं चाहता कि उनको ये चुभे। तो शी सेड हाँ ये भी बात है। ही सेड उनको चुभने से मुझे इतना नहीं है पर उनको दुख होगा कि मैं इस रास्ते में आया था और मुझे ये चुभे हैं जो उनको दुख होगा मैं नहीं चाहता कि उनको दुख हो so he was sensitive to Lord Bharat's sensitivity. And the other thing I remember lately I heard was when he, after he had killed when he had killed Ravan, he was sitting by the ocean and Mandodari came behind and he saw her shadow. So he did not turn towards her at all and he just said, Pranam Devi. And he said मेरे को बहुत अफसोस है मैं बहुत he was trying to tell, he was very sorry for her situation. And she said नहीं नहीं मैं इसलिए नहीं आई कि मैं जानती हूँ मेरे रावण तो इतने ताकतवर थे और आप तो उनसे भी ताकतवर हैं पर मेरे पति तो को स्त्री को देखकर उनका मन गिर जाता था पर आप देखिए आपने तो मुड़कर भी नहीं देखा कि मैं कौन हूँ स्त्री की तरफ आपने तो अपने आंख भी नहीं उठाए और आप मेरे को देवी कह रहे हैं मैं उस इंसान को प्रणाम करती हूँ थैंक यू प्रभु जी
Thank you, Mataji. Very beautiful leelas that we spoke about. Hare Krishna. Ladavdas Prabhu, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dhanyavad. So, this reminds, Ram Navami reminds my mother, I mean, I never seen my mom. I was 6-7 months old. My mother passed away. So my oldest sister became my mom. I used to call her mom because I didn't know. I always knew this is my mother. And I call her my sister mom all my life. And she's the one, when I was young, she used to take me temple. And in that temple, there was a big, big letters, Hare Krishna mantra. That's where I learned. I was, I would say in 1948, around somewhere. And she was teaching me Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. But in Santram Mandir, it was like a reverse. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reversed it to Hare Krishna, different way. But I learned in the beginning, 1948, somewhere around there, 47, 48 there. And I remember my mom, that's the one who taught me. She was then very educated. So she was always in the early morning asked me to take shower first and chant Ram Stuti, Somehow I learned it in broken words. And whenever Ram Navami comes, I remember my mom so much, because she's the one give me this education about the spiritual path, So often I listen Sri Ramachandra Kupalu Bhajaman Harana Bhavadvav Darunam Nav Kanja Lochana Kanja Mukakar Kanja Padar Kanjanam Kandarpa Agnita Amita Chabinav Nila Narad Sundaram Patapita Mana Hutadita Ruchi Sauchi Naumi Janaka Sutavaram. So it's a little bit longer than this, but this is what I learned by Ram names in the beginning of my life, Then it's called a Santram Mandir, had a more they worship the Lord Ram and also the Krishna, at the same time, where I really remember Hare Krishna mantra from that beginning, before I ever knew about the ISKCONs or other sampradayas, And also, my mom was always teaching me Ram Rameti Rame Ram Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manoramam Satnama Tatulyam Ram Nama Varanare. And as the time goes, I study more and more, but not that deep, But the name established in my heart, Ram and Krishna, through the mercy of my mom, So that's how I remember. I make my story shorter. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing it. Very touching. And Jani Mataji, when you spoke about the two pastimes, you actually brought tears to my eyes because I also remembered how Lord Ram felt and instructed one Devi to remove the thorns because Bharat would be aggrieved that these thorns would have pierced the Lord Ram's feet, and because he would feel so aggrieved, Lord Ram actually asked for that favor. Otherwise, he wouldn't ask for that favor for himself. So thank you, Mataji. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So this Ram Rameti, they say is equal to doing Vishnu Sahasranama, right?
Yes, that's
Yes,
correct.
Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
And then there is, I think, in Kali Santaran or some other Puran, it says that Lord Krishna's name is thrice as powerful as Lord Ram's name. So in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we have we chant Krishna, we chant Ram, and we chant Hare, the powers of Lord Krishna. So it is extremely powerful, and one mantra is in that sense, I think, equal to 16 recitations of the Sahasranaam.
So, last thing, Prabhuji, I know I took my extra time. Surendra Bhandari reminded my mother. So, if I remember one thing from my mother is always she said, Jai vidhi rakhe Ram, tai vidhi rahiye, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram kahiye. So, when the thing's not in your control, accept it as it is, and just, leave it on Bhagwan Ram, something. And that gave me always comfort whenever I was in stress.
Thank you, Prabhu. You are bringing out surrender, the quality of surrender, and it's one of the best qualities that we can aspire for as devotees. And that is actually where we had ended our last conversation on Bhagavad Gita. That's where, in most part, Bhagavad Gita comes to an end. The Lord's discourse to Arjuna also comes to an end. So thank you, Prabhuji, for covering that. Anybody with any other unique pastimes that they want to speak of?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Happy Ram Navami to everyone. And when I think about Lord Ram, he's Adarsha Raja. And yesterday only we had a program by His Grace Vrindavan Prabhu from Pune, and he was mentioning, would like to share one point from that class. It was in Marathi. So Prabhuji was telling that when Lord Dashrath Maharaj told him to go to Vanvas, he didn't ask anything like why I'm going to Vanvas or I'm going to be king and why these instructions are sending on the like class notice. But he was so happy that Bharat is going to be on throne, he will be king, and he didn't think of Sita also, Janaki. He told Janaki that you are a queen, you are a princess, you can stay here. But as a kartavya of Patni, she followed him. And all the Janata was following him because they only wanted Lord Ram to come as a king of the Ayodhya. So they all went till Chitrakoot Parvat. But Ram didn't want all Praja to come behind him to the jungle or the forest. So when they were sleeping at night, they both just and Bharat, they three of them, they sat in the boat, and they just Sharyu Nadi. I think Sharyu Nadi, but I don't remember the river of the name of the river. Chitrakoot Parvat. I think it's near Nashik, right? So yeah, so that Godavari Nadi, I think. So they crossed that river and they just went in the forest. So that he was always thinking of his praja, and not self like he was not a selfish uh, uh, thinking of himself, and he was always thinking of his praja. And like Sita also came from uh, back from Ravana. The one of the Dhobi, he was like telling that, oh, he's दूसरे किसी के घर में अगर किसी की वाइफ जाएगी तो मैं मेरे घर में नहीं रखूंगा उसको. तो ऐसे उस एक ही आदमी का सुन के उन्होंने मतलब ही वांटेड टू उनकी प्रजा में एवरीवन शुड बी हैप्पी, ऐसे उनका ये था. तो ही डिडंट थिंक ऑफ सीता और हिज लाइक उनका संसार का लाइफ होता है मतलब टुगेदर. ही डिडंट थिंक ऑफ दैट, बट ही जस्ट टोल्ड सीता टू अग्नि परीक्षा देने के लिए बोला. ही नो दैट सीता वाज पवित्रा, बट स्टिल टू मेक हैप्पी एवरीवन हिज किंगडम, he requested Sita about that. So that I remember those qualities like Maryada Purushottam Ram and Ekvachni Ram, Ekpatni Ram.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Maybe we'll get into our discussions unless anybody else has anything burning that they want to talk about.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. This is Valli.
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
I was just listening to everyone. I just want to share my puja room. I'm in the puja room right now. So this is, if you can see the other way. I don't know how it works in this one, but
we can see, yeah, we can see the, yeah, we can see the deities, Mataji.
Yeah, Pattabhishek Ram, this is the biggest one in my puja room. And both my kids, actually, we named as Raghuveer, and the other one is Pranav. Yesterday, when we are reading Vishnu Sahasranama, it is not Stotram, but it is Namavali. It came twice, like Pranavaya Namaha, Pranavaya Namaha. So we were so much attached from the beginning to them. The temple in our village next to our home where we got wedded, and also we got the thread ceremony of our son is also called Rama Koti. Koti means we have to write the name of the Rama like a crore times, right? So the other deities, they don't have like written these things. So the Rama has a, like in this book, right? We have to write the name of Sri Rama, Sri Rama, Sri Rama. My grandmother used to write so many books. Whenever she's a school teacher, and still she maintains copies of all those. We used to get like a sheet, like Excel sheet. Those books are like that. So in each box, we have to write one Sri Rama. So she wrote like 1 crore of that, Prabhuji. I remember my grandma, and from her also we got this so much of intense connection to Sri Rama and Sita and other family, and the connection of Ramakatha. We used to say for the kids also from the beginning, whenever we are like bedtime stories or like when they are having their food, like that we used to tell like small stories of Rama and Bharata, Shatrugna, all this. And the main thing I want to share is it is Sita Rama Kalyana today also. When Shiva we consider as the Bhakta, the main devotee of Sri Rama, right? So when the Dhanus has to be broken, it is the Shiva Dhanus where Rama went to break for the Kalyana Swayamvara. So Shiva was so feeling so happy that Rama is here and he is about to touch him. The Dhanus itself is in the form of Shiva. So even before Rama comes close to the Dhanus and taking Rama's Dhanu in his hand, it almost broke with the shivering and with the happiness. That's what they said. Rama didn't even try to break it, and it broke because it is the Dhanus of Shiva, and Shiva and Rama are so closely connected. Bhaktanam Yada Simho or something they say in this ISKCON also. So I remember that also, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for sharing your realizations and what you've learned from your grandmother and how you've named your kids. Anybody else? See, it is good to know that we all carry Lord Ram in our heart, right? And that even these thoughts, even at the last minute, on the spot when I'm asking you to speak about, are prompted by him from within. And that is, in some sense, the strength of also the culture within which we all have taken birth. So we should be very thankful for that culture. I had prepared a little bit of notes, so I'll breeze through this because we will not have enough time to go through it. There is never enough time to speak of any Leela of the Lord. I mean, they say that Anantadev has been, reciting the Lord's glories since the time of creation through his thousands of hoods, and yet he is unable to. So, what can we accomplish in 30-35 minutes? But, just to add to and share something that I have come to know and liked based on the lectures that I heard, I'm going to speak of it. So maybe we begin just with the lineage of Sri Ram. So there is actually, and credit goes to booksfact.com, where there is a listing of the entire lineage of Lord Ram. And it is a glorious lineage. It comes from the Surya Vanshi. It begins with Brahma, Marichi, Kashyap, then the sun god. Next comes Vaivasvat Manu, then Ikshvaku. Bharat Maharaj is part of that lineage. And then 81st generation is Lord Ram. And within that, in between, there are so many other glorious personalities that we would read of them in various Puranas as well as in Srimad Bhagvatam. One such personality is Muchkunda, where he helps the Devas and Asuras, and then at the end of the war, he just asks the Devas to let him take rest. And as he's sleeping, Lord Krishna, in his Krishna avatar, uh, he utilizes Muchkunda to have his sleep be disturbed by Kalyavan and have Kalyavan be destroyed by Muchkunda. Then there is, Trishanku, for whom Vishwamitra tried to create an alternate heaven. Harishchandra is part of the same lineage. We know how truthful and how glorious he was upholding truth. Sagar Maharaj is part of that lineage, and through him and through Bhagirath Maharaj in fourth generation from Sagar Maharaj, he brought Ganga to planet Earth. So Ambarish Maharaj was part of that same lineage, and we know how great a devotee he was of Lord Krishna. So there is the whole, lineage is very glorious, and we should pay our respects to the entire lineage before we can even start to speak of Lord Ram. And then Lord Ram actually continues. I mean, the lineage continues. There is almost 145 or so generations that are listed, and then where it ends. So there is written that it ends with King Sumitra, and it is also part of Vishnu Puran, etc. So, thankful to the people who have done the research behind it. What I'm now going to speak about is based on three lectures. Two of them are by Gaurang Das Prabhu, who manages the There is a facility close to Bombay, and just Eco Govardhan village. And he's given lectures on Ram Navami and glories of Lord Ram. So I've picked from two of his lectures. And then there is another lecture by Vraj Bihari Das Prabhu on the occasion of Ram Navami 2024. This is class 1, and he speaks about Ram Bharat Milad. So I've picked my topics for conversation from these three lectures. So wanted to just quickly recognize that. Before we can even speak of Lord Ram, and I'm going to speak a little bit of about Ayodhya itself. Then we'll speak about and try to understand Lord Ram through his very close associate. So we'll try to understand Lord Ram and through the eyes of Lakshman, through the eyes of Bharat, through the eyes of Shatrugna, through the eyes of Mother Sita, and through the eyes of Hanuman. And then we'll get into what scriptures say as to the glories and qualities of Lord Ram. So this topic about Ayodhya, actually, I picked up from Gauranga Das Prabhu's lecture. So the word Ayodhya means unconquered. Dashrath Maharaj, who ruled Ayodhya, was not any, any just other king. He's not just any other human being. He was well known and respected even by the demigods. He ruled Ayodhya for 60,000 years. Very pure, very pious, very glorious, etc. And we spoke of the lineage in which Dashrath Maharaj and Lord Ram have come. So the glories of the lineage and the piety of that lineage is with him. He has the most glorious children, and yet at the end of his life, when he's giving up his life, none of his kids are with him, and he dies lamenting for the son he loved most and for what has happened in his family. So if that can happen to such a pious person in such a pious lineage, in a place called Ayodhya, then what can we make of the word Ayodhya? Is there any Ayodhya in this world? And we know from Bhagavad Gita, where the Lord says, it is Dukkhalayam Ashashtata. The whole world is actually a place of misery. Happiness is absence of misery in this world, at least the way we perceive it now. Most humans perceive it now, unless you go inside. If you go outside, it is all misery. And whether that sense of misery or lack of misery, which is perceived as happiness, that itself is temporary. And in every birth, we see it in a very short while, and then we go. And if we are lucky, we come out of this cycle of birth and death, but otherwise, we just keep repeating that. So we get defeated at every moment. We are looking for happiness and we get defeated. So it is something that we should take a pause and think about. What do we mean by Ayodhya? This place is something where we are getting defeated. Why are we getting defeated? What is it that defeats us? We are looking for happiness, but we are getting defeated. It is because, as Prabhu says, we look for happiness as a product or within products of sense gratification. But happiness is a byproduct. It doesn't come. You can't get happiness, whether you from the Lord or anybody. You have to elect service. Even if it is a service to your family, you get happiness out of it. Even if it is a service to the community, to the nation, for any purpose, you start to get happiness. So happiness is actually a byproduct of service. You have to perform service. When that service is in relation to the Lord, then it is more sustaining, it is fulfilling, and it is satisfying. So, in Bhagavad Gita, there is that words, Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So that is what happiness is. Very quickly moving forward, if we actually go looking for happiness as a product, what we get is sense gratification, and it has a byproduct of misery, and we actually end up with misery. So just a slight deviation, but it is important to understand this. So what does Ayodhya then mean? Is there Ayodhya? Yes, there is. So not in the way we look at Ayodhya and happiness and misery, but Ayodhya actually means the place where people live by sacrifice, restraint, and life full of vows. So now that is what we will see when we speak about these 4 or 5 characters who are so close to Lord Ram and Lord Ram himself, how their life was full of sacrifice. So they gave up what we conventionally would think is our right, and they would give it up for somebody else for some higher cause. The restraint, how they restrain themselves in different situations, and the life is full of vows. If we live thus, then this place can become Ayodhya. No matter where we are living, we are now in Ayodhya. So I think that name and the significance of the name is very important. And before we get into discussing Lord Ram and his associates, just a few things in the glories of Ram and Ramayana. So they say, Nasti Ganga Samam Tirtham, Nasti Mata Samam Gurum, Nasti Vishwam Param Devo, Nasti Ramayanam Param. So, no better Tirtha than Ganga, no better, or, the best teacher is the mother, because she is the very first teacher. As soon as we take birth, the mother is the one who is teaching us. Vishnu is the best of the gods, and Ramayanam is the best of the scripture. Then there are these 2 words in glories of Ramayana, where it is said, Kujanti Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakha Vande Valmiki Kokila. So, what does that words mean? It means there is this kokila, this, kaku, the bird who's singing very sweetly. What is it singing? Ram, Ram, Ram. It is Madhuram Madhuraksharam. It is the best and most melodious of chanting that is happening here. On what it is happening? Where is that bird sitting? Aruhya Kavita Shaka. The bird is actually sitting on the branch of a poetry, a beautiful poetry. So now a little bit here is, Ramayana is considered as Mahakavya. The quality of Mahakavya is it is entertaining, it is enlightening, and it is also relatable. So Vedas have enlightenment, Puranas have a bit of enlightenment, but you have to extract that meaning out of the Puranas. But in the Mahakavyas, because it is in a story format and it is something that is quite relatable, as Prabhuji started by saying, you can look at Rama and Ramcharitra and the whole Ramayana, and you can relate it even today. So that is what makes a Mahakavya. Again, it was written about 900,000 years ago. It has 24,000 verses. But the key thing is, it is Madhuram Madhuraksharam. And the very next verse is Valmiki Munir Simhasya. So first he is compared to a kokila who's chanting and who's singing melodiously. And now he is compared to a lion. And it says, Kavita Vanacharita. He is a lion who's roaring in the jungle of the poetry. And Shunvan Ram Kathanadan. So by listening to that nad of that Simha who is Valmiki, Konayati Prashangatin, all the small animals actually run away. So there is contradiction, but what that means is, as Kokila, it is bringing and attracting the higher qualities in our heart, and as the lion, it is actually making run away all the small animal-like propensities we have in our hearts. So all the small animals run away, and it is very pleasing. So it is removing misery and it is bringing auspiciousness in the heart. So that is the glory of Ramayana, that is the glory of Valmiki Muni, who's written this for us. And the mood to listen and internalize. So Prabhupada, two quick examples here, in what mood we have to listen and receive this. So Prabhupada was asked once, hey, Prabhupada, have you seen God? So Prabhupada basically just responded to the devotee by saying, yeah, but you are in between. What this means is, we cannot be challenging to try to understand God. We have to be submissive in understanding God. Prabhupada then actually goes around and he explains to the devotee. He says, what does it matter whether I have seen God? What does it matter if I have eaten or not? What matters is if you can see God, what matters is if you can eat. So what he's saying is we should experience it instead of trying to challenge others and see it. And what he's also saying is it is experienceable, it is available to us. These Kavya Shastras, Ramayana, actually makes Rama available to us. We should learn and we should feel, so we should basically eat and we should feel nourished and we should feel satisfied out of it. And even for advanced devotees, this is required. So think of advanced devotees as a plane that is, first taking off. So there is a runway, there is a support on the ground, and the plane is just running on the runway. But at some point of time, when it is in the air, there is nothing underneath it to support it. At that time, the pilot, even if he is extremely accomplished, has to listen to the air traffic controller. The instructions of the ATC are the ones that are guiding that pilot. Similarly, advanced devotees feel encouraged, supported, and have to follow the instructions of the scriptures and their advanced devotees. So this is the mood within which we have to receive Ramayana. Now let's speak about Lord Ram and his associates. I'll take maybe 5-10 minutes on this, but it is very, very interesting. It will change our perspective. It changed my perspective on how I used to look about on Lord Ram and all of his associates. So they say that when the four princes were born, they kept Ram, then Bharat, Lakshman, and Shatrugna in that order. And Lakshman and Shatrugna kept crying. So Vasishtha Muni then said, put them in different order. And they placed Lakshman next to Ram and Shatrugna next to Bharat, and all four princes felt satisfied and pacified. So now let's understand what that means. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 9, verse 29, it says, रमन्ते योगिनो अनन्ते सत्यानंदे चिदात्मनि इति राम पदे नाशो param brahma abhidhiyate. So he is an ocean of pleasure within which transcendentalists dwell in, and just by the pleasure of seeing him, Mataji showed us Rama's Rajyabhishek Vigraha, and just by seeing that, we actually get pleasure. So let alone association, that vision itself is very satisfying. And who can access this transcendental pleasure? So it is accessible by Lord Lakshmana. Lakshmana is defined as Sarva Priya Karatasya Ramasyapi Shariratah Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanno Bahir Prana Eva Paraha. So first, let's understand what is meant by Bahir Prana Eva Paraha. You can see it in two ways. Lord Lakshman, he was a prana of Lord Ram outside his own body. So Lakshman acted as if he is Lord Ram's extension. He had no other, desire. He He was basically an extension of Lord Ram. What he wanted, Lakshman would do. So that is one way of understanding Bahir Prana. That Lakshman was the prana of Lord Ram outside his body, doing nothing else but what Lord Ram wanted. The other way you can think of this is Lord Lakshman thought of Lord Ram as his pran outside his body. So Lakshman is, when Lord Ram is walking, Lord Lakshman used to think my life is going there and he would follow. Basically what this means is Lord Lakshman really didn't have any concept of his own life. It was all about Lord Ram. This is how dedicated he was. So when he is so dedicated and he basically is a renunciate, because there is nothing, in chapter 18, verses 5 of Bhagavad Gita, we understand that when you've given up all fruitive activities, you are a sannyasi, he's a renunciate. So what is Lakshmi Sampanno here? Why does the same verse say that he is Lakshmi Sampanno? What is this Lakshmi? He has that Lakshmi of devotional service. When you are this Sampanna, now you can get into the transcendental glories and association of the Lord. You can understand the Lord. So when we say that Lord is, uh, is ocean of pleasure, now you can access that ocean through this. So it was important for us to know that, in what uh, mood Lord Lakshman is able to access Lord Ram. If we actually think about it, Lord Shiva is also seen as someone who is supremely renunciate. So now Lakshman, who is renunciate, has this opulence. Lord Shiva, who is renunciate, also has similar opulence. Mataji spoke of the glories of Lord Shiva as the best known devotee of Lord Ram. So what does Lord Shiva have? Because he doesn't crave, he's given up. He actually has the consortship of Mata Durga, who's the proprietor of the whole world, who's moving this whole world. So this is what renunciation means. When we give up the desire to have it, we get the lordship over it. But when we want the lordship, we don't get it. Now, the real wealth we understand from Lord Lakshmana's life is devotional service. Now, I don't have time, so I'm going to fast forward. We'll speak a little bit of Bharat Maharaj. Now, how does Bharat Maharaj see Lord Ram? Lord Bharata, when he is born, there are these verses in Valmiki Ramayan's Balakand. And it says, Bharata Rajya Bharanat, Vibharti iti Bharata. He is carrying the weight of the kingdom. And he's not only carrying the weight of kingdom, he's carrying a whole lot of weight in his entire life, especially after Lord Ram is given Vanvas. What happens? His father, whom he loved the most, dies by cursing him, saying that, do not let Bharat perform my last rites. Bharat Maharaj cannot even justify, cannot, uh, you know, give anything to say that he was not involved. He is already condemned. Mother Kaushalya also thinks that Bharat Maharaj is complicit in this. Forget about Mother Kaushalya. Vasishtha Muni, who's their guru, spiritual guru, also suspects Bharat Maharaj being involved. Bharadwaj Muni is also suspecting Bharat Maharaj. Not only that, Lakshman himself is suspicious of Bharat Maharaj, that he is complicit. In fact, Lakshman wanted to kill Bharat Maharaj. Just imagine the people around you, the whole country that you are a prince of, hates you. They want to destroy you. They just don't want anything to be done with you. Your family doesn't want anything to be done with you. The teachers don't want anything to be done with you. And yet, Bharat Maharaj is performing devotional service. It should bring tears to our eyes. He is performing devotional service in adversity. Lakshman Maharaj at least had the benefit of physical presence of Lord Ram and Sita in front of him. Bharat Maharaj did not have that. Bharat Maharaj had no possibility of any appreciation from anybody. They say that he actually lived in Nandigram and he used to take bath in Shadayu river at 1:30 or so at night. Why? Because other citizens who condemn Bharat Maharaj, if they were to see him at Brahma Muhurta around 3 or 4 at night to take the bath, they would throw stones at him. He performed devotional service in that mood, in that condition, in such adversity, with utmost unflinching dedication to Lord Ram. This is the glory of Bharat Maharaj. So much more can be said, but we don't have much time, so I'll move further. So, it really should, when I'm speaking, when I heard, tears were just rolling through my eyes when I was listening to that lecture. The way Bharat Maharaj's character was spoken of by Braj Bihari Prabhu. They say that the relationship that Lord Krishna had with his Venu is the relationship of Lord Ram with Bharat. They are inseparable. Not only that, Bharat has no existence. It is just a pipe with certain holes, but it only speaks what Lord Rama would want it to speak. It could only do what Lord Ram wants it to do. That is the level and quality of Bharat Maharaj. So as devotees, we have to understand that when we perform devotional service, it will not always be that we will get glory out of that devotional service. Even other devotees will not be favorable. The entire Praja of Ayodhya, who were devotees of Lord Ram, were actually condemning Bharat Maharaj. And yet, we have to continue that devotional service. So now comes Shatrugna. Now, Shatrugna is someone who's dedicated to Bharat Maharaj, not to Lord Ram. He is serving the devotee of the Lord. And why is he Shatrugna? Because what is this Shatru that he is conquered? The Shatru is false ego, thinking that we are the body. He knows that he is the soul. And as a soul, his duty is to serve the devotee. And he elects to serve the devotee who's condemned. Now just imagine his condition. If Bharat Maharaj, who's been given, officially given, and has the administrative power of the entire kingdom, is so condemned, what is the position of Shatrugna who's serving the condemned person? He's standing up amidst all sorts of opposition. He's standing up for Bharat Maharaj. And that is the glory of Shatrugna. So, I think there is so much to learn just from Lord Lakshman, Lord Bharat, and Lord Shatrugna. Just a little bit now about Mother Sita. We all hear a lot of things here and there, and people have questions, etc. But certain things can very quickly pop up in our minds because, there is a pastime that is narrated where Mata Sita, when she is 5, 6 years old, with her friends, they are trying to gather flowers and they want to get some flowers at a certain height. And Mata Sita is asked by her friends. So she just looks around, sees this Shiv Dhanush. She picks up the Dhanush with her left hand and then plucks the flower and keeps the Dhanush back. Now they say in the glories of the Shiva Dhanush, as Mataji said, it broke just by the touch of Lord Ram. But the glory is that it used to take 8,000 warriors to carry it, and they would only take maybe a couple of steps and they would keep it down because they were so tired just to hold it. And here is Mata Sita, who in her childhood has picked up the bar. We know that at Sita Swayamvar, Ravana himself tried to pick up that bar and could not. He fell. So we should actually think that did Mata Sita not have the power then to just basically flick, like, flick means you just put your finger like this and you can kill. He could have killed Ravan like this. Yet, she subordinated her power and her will to the Leela that Lord Ram had to perform. To glorify Lord Ram, she did not exercise all of it. Lakshmana is supposed to be the incarnation of Lord Shesha, who's carrying the whole universe. Could Lakshmana not have done it? So they all are serving each other. Lord Ram is serving them, but they are serving Lord Ram. So a little bit about glories of Hanuman. Now he is the avatar of Rudra. He is Ajaya. There are in various Puranas, in various places, Lord Hanuman has had an opportunity to fight or to engage in discussions and defeat so many of the most learned, most evolved, most powerful personalities. And he's undefeated. Even in Ramayana, Lord Lakshman is defeated because he is under Nagpash. Lord Ram is under Nagpash. When Ahiravan carries, it is Hanuman who has to save them. He has to actually educate Garud Maharaj to come from Vaikuntha and relieve Lord Ram and Lakshman. So he has to say that this is required, this is service. And you have to perform that service to a devotee who is constantly a carrier of Lord Vishnu. That is the glory of Hanuman. Lord Hanuman, we all know the powerful pastime where he tore apart his chest and showed Lord Ram in his heart. But one of his, very beautiful glory is Mother Sita used to put sindur on her forehead. Lord Ram, Hanuman, when he heard of it, that it is for the benefit of Lord Ram that she is putting sindur, he says, why only forehead? I put it on my entire body. He puts the whole sindur on his whole body. And we have this famous doha in his glory. Lal deh lalu lase, arudhari lal lagu. This is the level of devotees. And with this kind of devotion, we should approach Lord Ram. So maybe now a little bit about the glories of Lord Ram himself. Srimad Bhagvatam, 9th canto, 11th chapter, verse 23. Purusho Ram Charitam Ravanair Upadharayam Anushrishyansya Paro Rajan Karma Bandhair Vimuchyate. They say, just by listening to the glories of Lord Ram through our ears, our karma bandhana can be destroyed. So we all are very, lucky. We all have perhaps unknown, undeserved pious credits for us to be in this association, in this parampara, to be talking about it, to be hearing about Lord Ram.
Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Looks like Vikas Prabhuji has got some call and all. His speaker is off.
Yes, sir. That's what we noticed here.
Oh,
Yes, Prabhuji. Vikas Prabhu is on mute, so.
can you hear now?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you. We thought we are meditating on something.
Oh, no, sorry, Mataji. How long have I been on mute?
Okay. Yes.
No, what was the last thing you guys heard? Because I was speaking at my end. I didn't even know.
Lord Ram, you were saying
Lord Ram.
about Lord
The
Ram.
last word was Lord Ram, yeah.
Okay, so Lord Ram, did you get when I was saying that he was requested by the demigods? Lord Vishnu was requested by demigods to come as Lord Ram, and Lord Vishnu asked the demigods to take birth as monkeys, as vanaras. Did you get that?
No, Prabhuji, we didn't get
No.
that. We just
Oh,
get the
okay.
point, like
Okay.
only Sri
Sorry,
Ram.
Mataji. Then maybe you guys missed
3 minutes, maybe around 3 minutes
Yeah.
we lost.
Oh,
Yeah, we
then
thought
I'm checking my AirPods. Actually, I think there is some problem with the AirPods. I started checking my
no.
AirPods. And,
I bow down to your humility to have waited for 3 minutes. Oh my God, Hare Krishna. You guys are so glorious.
Prabhuji,
we thought you
you
told
gave,
us to meditate on the Lord Ram, so we
yes.
were
No.
meditating on that.
No,
You gave us 3 minutes to meditate on Lord Ram, so that is good.
Thank you for that.
I shouldn't be speaking to you. You have so much patience and so much humility. You are the advanced devotees. Anyways, so what I was saying is, it is what Lord Ram demonstrated by asking the demigods to take up birth as Vanaras before he came as Lord Ram is, first of all, they say that Sarva Upadhir Vinirmuktam. So bhakti is something that should be devoid of any type of designation. So he is taking the designation and the feeling that they are demigods out of them. But he is also demonstrating that as the Lord, he is not just the Lord of human beings. He is the Lord of all animals. It doesn't matter in any society, in past or even in present. No one gives, and it is not seen as dignified if you are carrying monkeys around you. And Lord Ram basically took service from such animals, monkeys, bears, squirrel, anybody who was willing to serve. Lord Ram took service from them. Now, see to it, Lord Ram is the most eligible prince in whole of Bharatvarsha. He is married to Sita from Mithila. He could have very easily asked for help from Mithila, even though he is giving up Ayodhya. He could have uh, he could have easily asked for help from any of the kingdoms on his way from Ayodhya down to the south. But he didn't do that. What he is trying to show is that service received in any form from anybody is as glorious as anything else. And that is one of the ways he is showing compassion. And he appreciates all of that service. He doesn't need it, but he does it to demonstrate and set examples. Sometimes we have our own thinking and we think, oh, animals are lowly. But look at Lord Ram and his behavior towards animals. So that was Lord Ram. I wanted to speak a little bit about Ram and Bharat Milap, but we don't have time, so we'll get past that. And very quickly in verses, I'll I'll just read those things. But in verses 12 to 15 of chapter 1 of Canto 1 of Valmiki Ramayana, so basically Balkand of Valmiki Ramayana, where Narad Muni is actually giving a very high level briefing of Ram and Ramayana to Valmiki Muni. So that is how Valmiki Ramayana starts. So in these 4 verses, verses 12 to 15, there are a lot of qualities of Lord Ram. that are described. We'll just quickly read it. He is Dharmagya, knower of all and the essence of religion. Satya Sangha, he is someone who is upholder of truth. Prajanam cha hiterataha, he is completely dedicated to the welfare of the citizens. Yashasvi, he is successful. Jnana Sampanna, has complete knowledge and cognizance of everything that is happening. Shuchir Vashya, he is always pious. Samadhiman, he is he has equanimity. Prajapati Samha, he is like any other big Prajapati, because he is not just someone who's taking care of humans, he is taking care of Praja, and Praja means anyone who's taken birth in that land. Praja, anyone who's taken Janma in that land is Praja, and then who's taking care of all of that is Prajapati. He is Shriman Dhata, so he has opulence. Ripu Nishudana, he is destroyer of enemies. Rakshita Jiva Lokasya, he is the protector of life. Dharmasya Parirakshita, he is protector of religion. Rakshita Swasya Dharmasya, he is a protector of his own religion. And Swajanasya cha Rakshita, he is protector of everyone who's taken shelter of him. Ved Vedanga Tattvagyo, so he understands the essence of Veda and the Vedangas, so various parts of Vedas. Dhanur Veda cha Nishtita, of course he is known as the best of holders of the bow and arrow. Sarva Shastra Shastrartha Tattvagya, Smritiman Pratibhanavan, so excellent memory, excellent intelligence, and excellent interpreter of religion. Sarva Lokpriya, he is also dear to everybody's heart. Sadhu, very gentle. Adinatma, sorry. So Adinatma is never depressed, always smiling. Look at the amount of adversity in his life, and he's always facing that adversity. Vichakshanaha, and he is someone who is able to analyze what is versus what is not. And the glory of Lord Ram is he never showed any superhuman opulence, even though he always had it. His devotees could show that. Hanuman could show that he can fly. But Lord Ram did not do that. He was total Maryada Purushottam. One of the purposes in which what he wanted to establish is, as humans, we can attain that level of perfection. We don't need superhuman powers to do it. See, Lord Krishna, right from his childbirth, even though he faced way more adversities, he was unconstrained. He could exercise his supreme power any which way he wanted, from killing of Putna, Trinavarta, and anything and everything. Even the birth, he showed that he is Vishnu with four arms and everything. And then he comes up as a two-handed form. But Lord Ram, throughout his life, didn't demonstrate any such opulence. He maintained everything. He went and lamented as a human being. He acted as a human being, but within Maryada, always holding Dharma. So that is the glories of Lord Ram. One last thing, of everything that we've talked about, of course, Lord Ram is glorious. Everyone who's associated with him is glorious. But I felt that we should speak about one another character. Lord Ram is Kaushalya Nandan, Bharat is Kaikeyi Nandan, and Lakshman and Shatrughna are Sumitra Nandan. Lakshman serves Lord Ram, Shatrughna serves Bharat Maharaj. And it is Mata Sumitra's glory that is sometimes we don't see, for her having given birth to a devotee who is serving the Lord and a devotee who is serving the Lord's devotee. Hare Krishna. I will stop here. Thank you very much for listening to me patiently. My apologies. I don't know what happened that suddenly the phone became silent from my side. So I thank you again for your patience. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This is Vinod Maheshwari. I have three things, Your lecture is excellent, excellent, and excellent. I've been reading Ramayana in this country from 1989 with one group every month. I never ever heard this much details in this short times and such a pure things. So I had one question and I wanted to ask last week. Ahindra Prabhu was here, but he was surrounded with a lot of people, so I did not get a chance. So I will ask the same question to you. When I see people like you, Ahindra Prabhu, so much knowledge, and you're not even Prabhupada's disciple, you Prabhupada's disciple. I just wonder how much knowledge Prabhupada and his guru had when you have, his sister has so much knowledge.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, it is, first of all, I'm not qualified of the praise you are giving me. You are very right. I am not even initiated. So how much Prabhupada had? We Prabhu, it is like this. If somebody has not seen Himalaya, let's say, and I give you a book to read about Himalaya, then I have to remember everything and I have to see, I have to say, oh, okay, it starts like this at the bottom. This is the kind of plants and these are the kind of animals. And then, climate is like this and the view is like this. Then you climb, the view changes, climate changes, animals change, etc., etc., right? And what is the height and what is the distance between peaks and all that. So you have to remember in everything because you've not seen it. It's part of knowledge. But somebody who's been to Himalaya and who's seen and who's lived in Himalaya and who dwells at Himalaya doesn't have to do that. Many of so Prabhupada, previous acharyas, and many of the devotees that Prabhupada had initiated are realized devotees. They have seen it. They don't need, their thinking will always be pure because they've seen it. They are seeing it. They are seeing it even when they are speaking about it. Whereas those who have acquired knowledge have to read, remember, retrieve, and then speak of that. So they may not be consistent, they may not be able to speak about it, they may not be able to speak about it in the right perspective at the right time. But those who are realized, who are always in the consciousness that they are the soul, not only as the soul. So, in mathematics in school, we read every theorem has to be true at all times. And then only you can solve the problem. You cannot solve a problem where one of the theorem cannot be right. So in spirituality, the theorem is you should always be thinking that you are the soul. If you're not thinking like that, your question is not like that, then there is a flaw. When you're thinking you are a soul, the next theorem is you are a soul that is supposed to serve the super soul. If you're not thinking like that, you're not in that realization, you're not asking question or you're not answering a question in that realization, you will have a problem. And your answers will not be consistent. So it is just what I was trying to say is the realized souls have a different way of it. They can never go wrong because they are seeing things as they are. One small pastime of Prabhupada, because Prabhupada never demonstrated that he had a whole lot of such knowledge, realization. He just wanted to uplift us. So he never wanted to show any of this. But at his the time of his passing, one of the devotees, this also I heard in one of the lectures, one of the devotees asked him out of love. He said, Prabhupada, you give me all your failings and all your ill health, I will take it up gladly because my life is worthless. Your life is so important. You take my youth and you live. So Prabhupada said, he first thanked, he loved, he appreciated the sentiment with which the devotee was saying. But then Prabhupada immediately said, you know, the best service you can offer to me is cooperate with each other. Now, you would think, what is that answer? What does that mean? What he's saying is, it is easy to die for me. It is much more difficult to live for me. Live for me. That is the service you need to do. Because what he's saying is, if you live for me, you live based on what I have told you, you yourself would be able to influence so many more devotees to come who will be able to keep the fire burning equally. And that is the service I want from you. So Prabhupada was at a very different level, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
No, very good, very good. Thank you, thank you. Last point you made it. I think I'll remember. I'll write it down and I try my best. Thank you, Prabhu.
Anybody else with any questions, comments? Okay. I always lose track of time. I speak a lot. It is 8:46. My apologies for going over time. If
No,
we have,
Prabhuji, it was so wonderful class and so much details and you explained so nicely. And the last point Vinod Prabhu said, it's very hard to cooperate. It's very easy to die for other, but very hard to cooperate. So that was Prabhupada's message for all of us. So we'll try to follow that, Prabhuji. Thank you for explaining it again and Hare
thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. So we'll close with our prayers to Vaishnava. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa
Sindhueva cha patitanam
patitanam pavnebhyo
Vaishnava
Vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Anant Koti Vaishnavibhyo
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Namaste Shri Das Thakur ki Jai.
Ramacharya Thakur. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Grantharaj Srimad Bhagvatam ki Jai.
Jai.
विकास
Ramayana ki
करने
Jai.
प्रभु जी की जय
Jai.
Vikas Prabhu
Hare
ki
Krishna.
Jai. Ramayana ki
Hare
Happy Sri
Krishna.
Ram Navami for everyone.
Yes,
Jai
Ram
Shri
Have a
Navami
Ram.
Parva
wonderful
ki jai.
day.
Jai.
Enjoy your
Jai
Hare
Shri Ram.
festivities.
Krishna.
Jai
Jai
Shri
Shri
Ram.
Ram.
Jai Shri
जय
Ram.
श्री
Jai
राम
Shri
Jai
Ram.
Shri Ram.
Hari Bol.
हरि बोल हरे
Hari
कृष्णा
Bol. Hari
हरि
Bol.
बोल
Hare
I
Krishna.
hope I will see you many of them at the temple.
Yes, Prabhuji, we are coming, but we will be little late, around 1 o'clock we will come.
Yeah. So I'm trying to meet you all, but it didn't come. Hopefully today is the day I can meet all of you.
Yes.
हरे कृष्णा जय श्री राम
Hare
जय
Krishna.
श्री
Surinder Prabhu, are you coming?
not certain but will be
Okay. Yes, so if you can do it, we'll see.
yeah हरे कृष्णा माता जी
I know Gita Mataji is coming too.
yeah Gita Mata ji is coming every time and all
Yeah.
there is no comparison of Gita Mata ji
He's very nice, enthusiastic.
yeah
And Vinod Prabhu also, he's also there.
okay
Okay,
Yeah,
Prabhu.
today is a big day, you know.
yeah today is a very big celebration also
Yeah, and Prabhuji made our days great, already great, you know. So
yeah
thanks, Prabhu.
yeah everything is very good.
Yeah, thank you.
And the credit goes to Rasika Mataji and also
Yes,
Gita
yes,
Mataji.
yeah, because the thing is a platform, you know. Making,
Credit goes to Prabhupada.
yes, yes, yes,
Hare
He is
Krishna.
a force behind all of us.
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. I agree.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Thank you,
Krishna,
thank
Jai
you.
Jai Shri
Hare
Ram, Jai
Krishna.
Shri Ram, Jai
Uh,
Shri
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.